Hello everyone, welcome to another cast with the SC Chronicles. We thought we'd try something different here, and we'll just show my opponent in the game right now. So he is Speece. He's 57-40 in the Diamond League. Pretty adequate, better record than mine. Anyways, I think I'm 38 wins and 35 losses, so almost 500, or a little bit above 500.
A little bit above 500. Yeah, we're blatantly ripping off Psy here, but there's a good reason for this, because it basically shows the type of opponents that we do play against, so it isn't like we're playing against complete noobs and raffle stomping them. Anyways, we're going to move on to the game right now, so we'll see you there.
So here we are jumping into the game, Truth here with
RB3K.
So this is more of a tutorial video to show how, Zerg can deal with meching Terran or turtling Terran, because that just seems to be the most annoying problem for all Zerg players out there right now.
Yeah, exactly. Meching Terran and turtling Terrans are really annoying to deal with, but as I don't play Zerg, Truth does. He knows exactly how painful it is, so let's see what this game shows us.
So yeah, this game is on Metalopolis, and we are, the best positions for a Zerg player. We're across, and I can expand freely, and, at my own will, really. And as long as I keep the Terran player in his base, and don't let him get that critical mass of tanks and MMM, so he can just slow push into my base. And this is all about zone control, as Day 9 puts it, zoning, having fast units just to keep control of the whole map. And Hellions do take the zoning away from Speedlings, but you can regain that with Mutas.
Exactly. Speedlings are great on the ground. They run around really fast, and then Hellions come out and they ruin their day and give them a really bad sunburn. But then Mutas come out and they can basically zone the hell out of the map and keep an eye on exactly what's going on.
Yeah, so it's all about map control and keeping vision all across the map. And Terran is really crafty in this game. They can go 1-1-1, and then you don't know what the hell's going on until something comes out. Because they can go Banshees, they can go Hellions, they can go Reapers, and the opening is really important for Zerg players, just to be flexible and be able to react appropriately.
And speaking of reactions, we have a barracks coming down and an assimilator going up, or extractor really, for Truth right here.
So I do get an extractor on 14 and then a pool on 14, just so I can get gas early for Speedlings. If Reapers are heading my way, I need Speedlings to be able to catch up to them and bring them down, or even Roaches. And the Speedlings just help deal with the whole map, and they can take on Hellions if you get a nice mass of them and surround the Hellions without the blue flame.
Yeah, exactly. Without the magical blue sparkly flame, the Hellions really can't do much against the surround of Zerglings.
Yeah, so I have my scouting drone has made its way through. I do see a reactor, and everything right now is really standard. And basically, the next part is the most important. If I see another barracks coming down, a tech lab, or a marine, but I think this marine does scare me away before I can get any intel, because most Terran players will kill that drone and then do what he wants, either put down 2 more barracks or put down a factory. So I just want to save that drone. Really, I could have kept it around and went for a gas steal to slow down his mech, but kind of forgot about that.
It's one of those things that you can do. It's not necessary to do the gas steal, but it's very useful, and especially if the Terran was planning straight up going straight to mech.
So yeah, I do get gas first to get around 100 gas to get speed, and then I will go and grab my expansion. I think I do pull a few drones off gas for a little while, just so I can get more minerals to get more queens and get that expansion down. But once I have enough gas for speed and my expansion is down, I will go back into gas normally.
As of right now, there's just 40 gas sitting by, and you don't really, as a Zerg player, you don't need gas this early, except for the speed upgrade, which he already has researching right now.
Yeah, so I do kind of move as Overlord in, but the Marines do scare me away. It does poke down a bit to try to see what's going on. I didn't catch a glimpse of any of these buildings, but I didn't want to lose the Overlord and supply block myself, because I seem to supply block myself a lot when I use Zerg.
Yeah, having to make it another unit to unsupply block yourself, the Overlord.
So after my first queen is done, I do put down a creep trimmer and then slowly move that queen out to my expansion. Once I get enough energy, it's not enough energy.
Oh, bad.
And the Zerglings are out trying to take control, so I do move that first initial Overlord back around to the expansion, because I want to make sure I can see when the Terran player is expanding. Because the Terran player is on 2 base, as a Zerg player you want to get on 3 or 4 base and really stay ahead. And the Terran player is actually trying to grab a quick expansion right now.
Your Zerglings are sitting by the Xel'Naga Watchtower. Basically, this Xel'Naga Watchtower lets you know whether or not the Terran is, putting up a force or anything, because a lot of players will bring up their forces up onto these gold expansion areas and then move out, because it's a really nice place to kind of meet up and move.
Yeah, the gold expansions are the middle ground, and you really siege up on those platforms and really cut the map in half. So having vision on that and knowing where my opponent is really helpful, as my opponent is playing a very heavy macro game right now and probably will use that Terran turtle style and just slow push his way to victory.
Slow push.
So as I get my layer up, you really want to go on 4 gas. I'm pretty sure I do put down my extractors very soon, but it's important to get all 4 simulators going, even if your expansion isn't saturated on the minerals. Just get gas. You're gonna need a lot of gas to support mutas initially.
Yeah, exactly. The gas is like now very, very important. So that one extractor at first just to get the speed upgrade, and then pulling the drones off, and now you gotta get the gas going. I think you throw down. Yeah, there you go. You throw on 3 extractors at the exact same time.
So yeah, once those extractors are up, I will start getting gas out of all those and start saving up for my mutas. And now the helpfulness of creep tumors also is this: you can hide buildings more places, and not keeping buildings away from your expansion and your main just helps hide your tech and surprise your opponent with mutas. When mutas aren't seen coming, then they're the most effective then.
Yeah, it's hilarious how effective they are, because he has a ton of Hellions on the ground and then they can't do anything against the mutas.
Yeah, so Terran players do have a lot of bag of tricks, and he looks like he's gonna try to push out with some Hellions and then get Banshees with Cloak. He's already researching Cloak right now and has a Banshee on the way. And now basically I have to stop these harasses without losing too much. It's all about reactions and just shielding yourself and then deflecting it away and then counterattacking when you're Zerg.
While the Banshee with Cloak is being researched and the Banshee's almost done, the Terran player is moving out his command center, already put into an orbital command, and getting his natural up and running.
Yeah, he does have siege tech started and tank is being created. I have put down my Spire now, and I'm just making more Queens and Lings right now to be defensive. I know that there are Hellions out on the field, and I need a few more Speedlings to really stop those Hellions, because you get a nice mass of Speedlings, you can catch up the Hellions, surround them, and pick them off without them doing much damage to you.
And your Speedlings are coming out, trying to come back to avenge the brother that they lost here.
So yeah, the Hellions do move in. I move my Queen onto the ramp so he can't quickly sneak by. I leave the drones at the expansion. I'm not too worried about losing them, because I do have a Spine Claw there. I do have quite a few Lings, and I'm running in after the Hellions. I want to run by them and then attack, and then really pick them off like that.
Yeah, exactly. If you saw the clicks that Truth was doing, he's clicking ahead of the Hellions, not attacking at the Hellions, because if you start attacking the Hellions, this starts happening, where your Zerglings start following in on the Hellion, and because the Hellion does do a straight line attack, it burns through all the Zerglings.
So if you look, my Overlords are trying to scatter themselves across the southern region. I should be doing it against on my east side as well, to see if any air units or drops are coming. If 2 Banshees are on the way right now, and he has taken away my map control, so I'm trying to regain it. As long as I can see these things flying in, I can counter, because I do have 8 mutas on the way right now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you do actually, yeah, you catch a glimpse of them moving by.
Yeah, so I catch a glimpse of these Banshees coming through, and my mutas are on pursuit right now, going after them. And then right as I see the Banshees use their Cloak, I will have an Overseer on the way. If you look back at my expansion and my main,
over here,
there are 2 Overseers being created, because I want to make sure they can't do damage, and it's all about reacting right now.
Yeah, exactly. The Overseer comes in, just morphs in perfectly, and that Banshee really doesn't get to do anything.
Now, this is when I'm in the best position I can ever be in as a Zerg player. I got map control and I have air control. Now, this is when the Terran player is going to overreact. He knows I have mutas in the air, and he's going to start spamming turrets. He's wasting a lot of money on static defenses because he just doesn't have that much anti-air, and 8 mutas can really go to town on him. So now, I'm basically letting the turtling Terran turtle. But it helped. Now, as the Terran player turtles, I can expand freely, as I'm grabbing my 3rd and my 4th very soon.
Yeah, exactly. Making the Terran have to put down so many turrets for absolutely really nothing, because these mutas can just run away and never come back. And now the Terran player spends so much minerals on all these turrets.
So yeah, basically I'm trying to be as knowing as I possibly can right now, keeping some SCVs off mining, picking off a Viking, picking off a turret, and I will keep floating around trying to pick off random units and just keep the Terran player in check and keep him in base.
More turrets coming down for the Terran player. The Terran player is basically shit in his pants. He's basically sitting there and building as many turrets as he possibly can.
So at this point, I am grabbing another hatchery. I'm teching up to Hive so I can get altars out. I'm getting Carapace level 1, Melee level 1, and now this is basically when the Zerg player needs to macro like crazy and just tech.
Yeah. Basically, you want to make the Terran player sit back, only run off 2 base. You can be running off 4 bases here, because your 4th one is going up, and be able to have so much tech and like a higher tier units that can just basically rip through this whole army.
Now, you may ask, well, the Terran player didn't get Thors, and Thors are the ultimate counters to mutas, but really the initial Thor, you can bring that Thor down with your initial few mutas. Just gotta separate them and attack, and actually got a replay to show you guys about that.
Yeah, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna go into another replay right now. I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna swap over into another replay and just show you a 4-minute short of how effective mutas can be actually against Thor. So bear with us, guys.
So here we are jumping to another ZVT. This one's on Blistering Sand, and the importance of Spire placement. Right there you see the scan going up a little bit, kind of an odd position, but if you look, I spread the creep tumors down and hid that Spire, so he doesn't really know that it's coming up. And now this is to show how to use mutas just to contain your Terran opponent and just don't let him push out. Because the hardest thing to stop is that mid-game Terran push when he's got that nice mass of tanks and marines, and he just kind of slowly just destroys everything and you can't do anything about it. It's very annoying. So if you look, I have destroyed my rocks for my gold expansion already, getting ready to take that expansion. Once my mutas swoop in, I know I have him contained in his base, and he probably won't push out, giving me chance to macro up really good. So if you look at my opponent's base, he's got 3 tanks, he's grabbed his expansion, he's got quite a few marines, and a Thor. Now if you look at his army, you're thinking, ooh, mutas. Not gonna work with a Thor roaming around, but the thing is, you can take down a Thor. You know, it relies heavily on your micro, and I didn't do the greatest job in this replay, but I did attempt to separate my mutas and really go in after that Thor. So I think my mutas are almost hatching.
Let's go to the production tab right here. You do have 10 mutas on the way, so this Thor is going to die, spoiler alert, but basically good micro will allow you to take down Thors very, very easily. A nice thing to do with mutas is throw some mutas up front, throw some mutas in behind. It slows down the DPS of the Thor because it has to turn around to attack the mutas, and its AI is retarded.
Yeah, if you look at the Thor's damage, it does like 12 damage to light 4 times, but it's small splash and shoots really slowly. So you want to separate your mutas and pick off that initial Thor. I don't know how important this is, but it seems to work when I play. Picking up the initial Thor slows down the Terran push. He can't move out, he's just afraid of mutas. He'll wait until he gets a nice mass of Thors, and the more Thors you pick off early, the longer it's going to take him to push out. That gives you a chance to really macro up. So here,